right, so for today's project, we are looking at the work of Wassily Kandinsky. And Kandinsky is a very famous abstract painter. What abstract painting means is it's a style where it doesn't always look like what it's supposed to be. So a painting may be of a person, though it looks nothing like a person. Kandinsky was an excellent abstract painter. We're going to focus on looking at just two examples. Here's the first one. We want to notice that it's made up of just lines and circles. So I'm going to give you a project here where we're trying to make something that looks kind of like this. Now here's another example of a Kandinsky painting, just to give you some kind of idea of what else his style may include. You'll notice the shapes and colors that he uses, and you'll also notice that it doesn't really look like anything because it's completely abstract. So using those two pictures as inspiration for today, you're going to want some crayons or colored pencils. I would not suggest using markers because you possibly could be painting this, and the markers are going to smudge and smear and run all over the place if they get wet. So I would suggest using crayons or colored pencil. I'm going to start with just a black crayon. Now, for this project, I want to see some lines. That's how I would start. So you can either use lines that are straight, or you can make them curved or wavy or zigzag. But don't stress out about where they are or what they look like. I want yours to look unique. I don't want it to look like mine. So I'm going to start with just a straight line going this way. Now I didn't really plan that out all that well, and that's okay. Because what I do is I look at that and then I think, what else can I do? Well, I have something over here. Maybe I add something over here. Okay. So now that I've done some lines, maybe I'll throw a circle in there. Now I may not be great at drawing perfect circles because I'm not a machine, but I do have things that are round. So like I may have a cup of water here that I could use, or a cup of paint that I can use. Anything that's round, if I set it down on there and I trace around it, I'll get a perfect circle. Okay. So I kind of like the way this is going so far. I'm going to draw another line. So now I have 3 lines in one circle. Could I stop there? Maybe. But I'm going to keep going. So I'm going to make a line maybe going up this way, cutting through the circle. Okay. That's kind of like a line that makes a shape because it closes it all the way in. How about some more circles? I'll make a smaller circle. There's no magic number here of circles and lines that makes a good design. You just kind of look at it and you go along with it. If it doesn't come out looking exactly as you planned, just remember that that's a good thing because you didn't really have a plan. This is just experimenting with paint in lines and shapes. So as an artist, Kandinsky, his abstract style, when we look at his paintings, we get the sense of that. The lines can go right off the edge if you want. I'm going to do several lines right next to each other here. I'll do that again up here because I like the way it looks. And maybe again over here. Try to freehand my circle. That's okay. Doesn't look as good as the others, but that's fine. So when I get this thing kind of filled up, now comes the extra fun part, the painting. And I say it's extra fun because really anything goes here. You want to be in a place where it's safe to paint. So I notice how I have a big piece of scrap paper down on the table. Newspaper works great, or any kind of thing like that. Make sure you have clothes on that you don't mind getting a little bit of paint on. Get your sleeves up and out of the way, and just have fun with it. But take your time. You don't need to be in a rush. If you take your time but just have fun with it, I think you'll come out with the right result. So you'll have a cup of water. You can use your watercolor paint set. And as always, I always say start with the light colors. So if you're using yellow, you would do it first. Now you could approach this a few different ways. You could paint shapes entirely one color like this, where that shape is all yellow inside of there, or you could put different colors together. So like I could paint part of it yellow and part of it something else. Or I could paint several shapes all in a row that are all yellow. It really doesn't matter to me. It's all about how you choose to arrange this. I think that's enough yellow. Maybe I'll switch to another light color like orange. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. I think it looks good. So I'm going to clean out my brush. I definitely don't want to leave it in my water. Always take it out. Always leave your watercolor paint set open and it will dry, and that way it doesn't eat away all the paint. And take a picture of your work and submit it proudly. I can't wait to see these. I know you're going to do a great job.